Shine. Yahweh Shemel Shine. Barakatah Yahweh Shine. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shine.
Psalm 50. The mighty God, even the Lord, hath spoken, and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God hath shined. Our God shall come, and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself. Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel. And I will testify against thee. I am God, even thy God. I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings, to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor he-goats out of thy folds. For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, but the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High. And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, and thou consentedst with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation aright will I show the salvation of God.
Barakatah Yahweh Shine. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shine.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples for his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, so I want to get into today. You know, I've been watching a few videos today dealing with this topic, dealing with women's role, you know, outsource, all right, versus in-house. You know, these are two terms, you know, that we hear in business, okay? You know, outsource, you know, and in-house, you know, a company, you know, could outsource a service, okay, or they can have it in-house, All right, and we're going to show how Esau pretty much he outsourced, okay, the women, from their in-house duties. Okay, so the in-house responsibilities that a woman, will have in her own house, he pretty much outsourced that to the public. All right, and we're going to go into these things, because as we, all right, start to understand righteousness more, you know, we look at everything in a completely different perspective. As we mature in the spirit, we begin to look at everything in a completely different perspective. As the scriptures say, all things, as we, all right, are new creatures in Yahweh, all things are become new. Okay. And what we have realized, all right, the scriptures say, he that increases in wisdom increaseth in sorrow. Okay. As we realize in this society, we're living in a very backwards, perverse and twisted society. Esau, all right, has completely destroyed, okay, the order that was established, all right, from the beginning. And we're gonna get these things. All right. Well, we're gonna go into some things and just get some understanding. Lord will is edified. All right. So this is Isaiah 50. So like Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. It said, woe unto them that call evil good. All right. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And one thing about Esau Edom, he has mastered, okay, making something that's out of order, making something that's oppressive as if you're getting the victory. All right, this devil, he's the master at that. That's why he's considered more subtle than any beast of the field. Okay, which means that he's more crafty than any of these other nations when it comes to wickedness, man. But he has mastered, okay, putting something that harms you as something that's helpful. Okay, we've seen it with the juice. Okay, feminism. Okay, uh, uh integration. When he wanted Jake to be mixed in with, Esau, Edom, and he presents these things if this is for your benefit, but ultimately it's for your hurt. It might feel good to the flesh, all right, for a short while, but long term and the ripple effect of what this devil presents, as a good thing, is bitterness, man. Because you look at society now, everyone is bitter. Okay, the men are bitter as hell. Okay, because of the how women have been devalued. Women are bitter as hell because they uh, 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 they gone throughout life, making these decisions that now, is a hindrance to them. Okay, because of what, man? Something that looked good, that sounded good, okay, turned out to be bitter. Okay, let's see if we get that word bitter. But Esau Edom, I say he has mastered, making bitter seem sweet. You know, making dark seem as if it's the light, if it's light. All right, and you go to a word which Eliasha Wamba always goes into it. All right, which is Amara. All right, America. Okay, because even you go in the America's named after Italian, just Edomite Italian map maker. All right, Amerigo Vespucci. Okay, which that term Amerigo in Italian goes into bitter. Okay, it says bitterness. All right, so that word Amara. Okay, what does it mean? It says bitterness. Okay, it says bitterness of pain. Damn. It says of harlot's end of wickedness. Ooh. It says of a harlot's end of wickedness. Okay, and Esau runs the earth. Okay, based off the philosophy. All right, of a harlot, man. Get what you can get. Okay, it ain't no structure. It's just go for what you know. Okay, and this is how this man runs the earth. But it's a bitter end. Of course, it's pleasure and as you gotta think like the life of a young harlot. When she's in her prime, okay, she's around all these men, she's making this money, she making these moves. She's here, she's there. Okay, but when it's used up, then it's bitterness. Okay, what they call hitting the wall. Okay, and this is what this devil. All right, he has the earth running off their philosophy, man. All right, to just go get it. Just go out here and go get it. In your youth, destroy yourself in your youth, man, and then it's a bitter end. Okay, so let's go from here because remember, this man goes against the righteousness that's set up in the book. This is an anti-Messiah society. Okay, and we're going to go to how this current society runs off. All right, especially when it comes to a women's role in society, it's the exact same thing as ancient Egypt. We'll get that, Lord will. Okay, but let's go here to Psalms. Okay, because the scriptures give us the order and what the Lord intended. All right, this is Psalms 40, 40, Psalm chapter 40, verse 7 said, Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book, it is written of me. Okay, so anything that's written in this book is of Yahushua. Yahushua established the order of marriage. Okay, the order and the rank of men and women and children. Yahushua established that order, what they call gender roles. Yahushua established those things, man. Okay, and what has Esau done? He has undone those things, man. Okay, that was from the beginning, and his rulership is all about undoing righteousness, man. Okay, this is why this is known. This society is anti-Messiah because the rulers are anti-Messiah. All right, so let's get this. This is Genesis 2:18, and it says, "And the Lord power, all right, said, It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him." Okay, and who is that helpmeet? A woman. All right, so that order of a woman being a helpmeet to a man, that's from Yahweh Bashem Shai. He established that order in the earth. Okay, and then he put, one thing about it, um, uh, when the Lord does something, all right, he makes it convenient. Okay, like is it like fish? They have the gills. They have the fins. It's convenient for them to be in that environment. That's their purpose in the earth. Okay, the different varieties of fish. The birds. Okay, they have those wings and those light frames. To fly. Okay, and the same thing with man and woman. He gave us, those different abilities to fulfill our roles, man. Okay, but Esau tricked, the woman as if she was oppressed. Okay, and threw everything out of whack. All right, we're gonna show you the hypocrisy of that doctrine, man. Okay, now, let's go. Let's get this first video. Let me cue this up. All right, let's get this first video. Now, this is going back to the industrial age. So what you had during the industrial age is these big mega factories, being built. Okay, and as you had the industrial age, Esau needed more workers, man. He needed more laborers, man. Okay, so he made it seem as if he was for women, being empowered. Like women still think that women's liberations and women's suffrage, because it was women's suffrage in the 1850s. Okay, and then in the 60s it was the liberation movement. All right, or the ERA, Equal Rights, Amendment movement. In the 60s until now. Okay, and Esau presented it as if, okay, he's for the empowerment and the liberty and the freedom of women. But nah, man, it was to get more laborers into the industrial, workforce, man. Then he could tax, the man and the woman and the children. All right, now you have to outsource your child's education to what? Public schools. When really you had an in-house teacher, the woman. Okay, and we're gonna go into that, some more. All right, but he set up a situation to where the duties of a woman, all right, will be outsourced publicly. Okay, because you even look at the jobs that women have, the majority of women have, all right, it's mostly in nursing, teaching, and administration. Okay, she was supposed to be there for the household. Okay, really, like even this whole, we can't talk much about the industry, the big buildings where people go when they sick. Okay, but even that whole industry is based off the woman being out of her role in house. Okay, now you will have community, physicians. Okay, there was, uh, there was on a high level when it comes to certain things, like broken limbs and different things. Okay, but the majority of things, the sicknesses and illness that can happen, the woman, all right, was supposed to be able to have the knowledge on that to handle those things in house, man. Okay, you see, but Esau, what did he do when he sent the woman to work? Now you have to outsource the education of the child. Now you have to outsource uh, uh, the nursing of a child. Now you got to send your child to the building, all right, the big building where the sick people go, man. Okay, but really, all that's supposed to have been in house, man. A man of business wasn't supposed to have to hire a secretary, man. That was supposed to be in house. Okay, really, restaurants they really came about like in Rome. Restaurants are cool, but for the most part, if you have a woman and she has a plethora of recipes, that's the restaurant. Okay, like sometimes just sit, I can uh, sit at the table, and the woman, um, and the woman to be like if you're sitting at the table and your woman just in the kitchen cooking, and she can pretty much cook anything that you can think of. Okay, you go to the restaurant, you don't get that type of treatment. You got a menu, you can't go off the menu, but your woman, she can pretty much whatever you think of, she can make it a reality, man. Okay, she can bring you your beverages. Okay, not no watered down drinks. You ain't gotta I pay $28, for a double shot of Patron. All those things were in house, man. Supposed to be in house. Okay. Well, Esau has turned everything upside down, and I hope that it's making sense. But I want to play this video here real quick, Then I gotta and show you how even early America, all right, was similar, to the scriptures. Okay, and if a brother could put Isaiah, if a brother could put Psalms 113, I believe it's verse 9, Psalms 113 and 9, and the book of Sirach, chapter, let's see, the book of Sirach, chapter 20, let's see. So yeah, let's get Psalms 113 and 9, and let's get Sirach, chapter 26, get straight to the point. Well, yeah, let's get Sirach 26, verses 14 through 17, Baba Shah. I'm gonna let this play.
Before we get going, I just want to remind teachers and homeschool parents that there are lesson plans and resources that go with this episode on my website, historyforhumans.com. So you can go check that out. And now, our exploration question for today's episode is, How did women's roles transform during the antebellum era? And antebellum just refers to the decades that led up to the Civil War from about 1820 to 1850. And with that as our focus, shovels out, because we got some history to dig. Now, it might sound crazy today, but in the 1800s, women had the legal status of children. They couldn't own property, enter into contracts, file for divorce, or even gain custody of their children. And they certainly could not vote or hold office. The home was traditionally the woman's sphere, but at this time, as more men began to work away from the house, the home took on a special significance. Women were expected to make the home a sanctuary from the troubles of the world. This was known as the cult of domesticity. It went along with the beliefs of the true.
So you see, he called it a cult. Okay, but these things line up with the scriptures. Man, in fact, let's get some more scriptures before I let this play, because he's saying a few things. All right. He said that the woman pretty much supposed to make the house like a sanctuary of peace. Well, the scriptures say that, man. Okay. And what is wrong with that? Y'all both stay there, so why shouldn't it be a sanctuary of peace? Okay. Let's get that in and we'll get all these scriptures, man. Let's get Sirach 36 and 24 as well. Let's get Sirach 36 and 24 as well. But you see how even in early America, the household was in line, with the Bible, man. Okay. This the brother Hebrews 4 and 12. This Psalms 113 and 9. It says he maketh the barren woman to keep house and to be a joyful mother of children. Praise ye the Lord. So the Lord say he maketh the woman for their purpose. Okay. That was a purpose, and it was a beautiful order. That's a very needful order for a nation, for a community, man, for society, man, for a woman to be in that order. And it wasn't a thing of like they push it, or the woman had the rights of a child. Nah, man, it was just order. Okay, they always try to demonize and make it sound so harsh, man. And women was put up. Women they got to kick it, man. It wasn't like this is all they did at the house, man. Okay, they got to enjoy the substance of their men, okay, of their husbands. Okay, they got to chill. They had to parlay, man. Okay, that's part of it, but their main duty was, being the keeper of the house, man, which was extremely important. Okay, so I'm gonna run it back a little bit. Yep, brother got that for me. This it's the brother Yasha Micah Labah, servant of the Lord. Slack if I pronounce it right, brother. This Ecclesiastes 36 and 24. It said, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, a pillar of rest, a help like unto himself, because whatever your husband did, okay, you would be his assistant in that. Okay, if he was a fisherman, all right, whatever he needs you to do, he would probably catch a lot of fish, okay, and he will bring it back. Well, you would have to know how to clean the fish, so y'all can sell it, to the market, keep some for the house. Okay, if he was a businessman, you would know how to do books and do administrative work. Okay, so he had a help like unto himself. So whatever industry your husband was in, the wife would be the assistant of that. Okay, and the pillar of rest. Because hey, as a man, you go out and you deal with society, which men are built for that, man. Men are built to deal with the ups and downs and the turmoils and the craftiness and and the different things of society, man. Men are built for that, man. All right, but the balance of it is he's coming home to a pillar of rest, man. Everything is in order, and then you your wine, you chill, you talk like the husband and wife dynamic, eventually, especially why you see these older couples, they just have this chemistry, man. Okay, They just had this chemistry that you can't just reproduce overnight. Like, nah, they come from experience of both of them playing their roles, man. Okay, and then you with a woman, of course, she's playing her role, you're playing your role. Of course, it's gonna be a friendship that's gonna be developed, man. Okay, but the marriage was established in purpose and duty. Okay, then you will develop, that friendship, man. Y'all talk, share stories, sip your young or whatever, you know, and then hey, you have your nightcap, man. We adults, all right, but uh, yeah, man. So I'm gonna rewind it back a little bit because he's saying things that line up with the scriptures, how the Lord intended. But all right, Esau came and turned everything upside down. If a brother can get that as well, Isaiah uh, 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 uh 29-16. You know, let's go. Let's run it back a little bit.
Now, it might sound crazy today, but in the 1800s, women had the legal status of children. They couldn't own property, enter into contracts, file for divorce, or even gain custody of their children. And they certainly could not vote or hold office. The home was traditionally the woman's sphere, but at this time, as more men began to work away from the house, the home took on a special significance. Women were expected to make the home a sanctuary from the troubles of the world. This was known as the cult of domesticity. It went along with the beliefs of the true woman or true womanhood. It rested on the values of piety, submissiveness, and domesticity, which pretty much meant that women should be gentle, obedient, and find total fulfillment in their roles as mothers and wives. But as most families in America were just struggling to survive, many women had no means to live up to this ideal. Sojourner Truth criticized this impossible standard, stating, "I have as much muscle as any man. I have plowed and reaped and husked and chopped and mowed. And can any man do more than that?" And
You see her black ass, all right. Sojourner Truth, man. All right, her Kevin Garnett looking, and see, it was a lot of these ugly women that was you look up Betty Feynman, Gloria Steinem. It was a lot of these hurt ass women that was really pushing this liberation, man, because they was left out. Okay, her black ass, man. It was a lot of these ugly ass women that was at the forefront of pushing, the women's suffrage. Okay, all right. No, you was suffering. Just your appearance was a goddamn suffering, man. Okay, yeah, man. It was always the blackest. You look like you should be mowing yards and goddamn, building fences. Okay, Sojourner Truth, man. So let's let this play some more, man.
ain't I a woman? And like Sojourner Truth, many women objected to this idea of the woman's sphere and sought greater opportunities outside the home. In 1814, the Lowell Mill opened in northern Massachusetts, revolutionizing textile manufacturing in the country. The Lowell Mill employed mostly young women and children from nearby farming towns. And it was promised that the work would not be undignifying to the young ladies. They would have clean dormitories to live in, safe working conditions, mandatory church service on Sundays, educational activities, and they would be under the strict moral supervision of chaperones. And the workers became known as factory girls, and they were mostly between 18 to 35 years old. In factories that started to span across the Northeast, these young women were a key part of the Industrial Revolution in America. And that brings us to our quiz flash from the past. How many hours would you guess these factory girls at Lowell normally worked each week? 30, 40, 60, or 70? Now, I know that many of you guys are exhausted after a 6-hour school day, but these factory girls worked 14-hour shifts with just a couple of short breaks, which brings it to 70 hours a week. Yikes.
You hear that? Okay. So here it is. Esau pushed as if you was oppressed at the house. Okay, mopping the house that you stay at, washing clothes, all right, that you wear, that your children and your husband wear, cooking food that you, your husband, and your children eat. Okay? And he made that seem as if that was just inhumane. But then he got your ass to the factory 14-hour days. But he told you was free. You see? 14-hour days, but he told you was free now. You're free from the bondage of domestic wife duties. Okay? Now come work these 14s. You see? You know, that was pretty much it on that. Yeah, a lot of women that will get married and they left it. They said, hell no. Okay? But just show you this the trick of the devil, man. This was all the trick of the devil, man. Okay? To get the woman, all right, in the workforce, man. Okay? So I got an article I want to get. I got an article, and it went into the roles of ancient women in Israel. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and post a link. Now it got some BS in it on certain parts, but this middle part, you know, it just goes into the facts. You know, so we're gonna deal, you know, with this. All right. Let me show y'all can. I know it's probably kind of small. You know. Well, let's get these precepts and then we're gonna get into that real quick. Okay. Yeah, so he was like, yeah, the woman's supposed to be gentle, obedient. You know, like, God damn, that's yes. You know, like that was that so bad. All right. So let's get this one just from the brother Yashala, Micah, Ya'ah, Labah, servant of the Lord. This Ecclesiastes 26:14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. Okay, a mind well instructed, man. Okay, your brother can put that definition of aptitude. A definition of aptitude. Okay, a mind well instructed. And it says a silent, loving woman is a woman that knows how to play the background. Okay, not that masculine, tough. Okay, you know, what's that little chick that used to rap with Busta Rhymes, Rod Digger? You know, that spirit. You know, little chat, that gangster boo spirit. And nah, man. Okay. Hard as knuckles, you know, shaking dice. So nah, man. Okay. Let's see. I might get it. Let me keep reading. All right. This is the brother Hebrews 4:12, Sirach 26:15 says a shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. All right, verse 16. As the sun when it rises in the house, all right, arises in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house, man. Because that's a beautiful thing, man. A woman that can keep house, man. You know, that's extremely valuable, man. Okay. But in this society, that has been outsourced. Because another thing that women work at is what? Housekeeping, you know, for hotels and, you know, the big building where sick people go. Okay, house cleaning, man, housekeeping. So here it is. It was a torture. All right, for you to clean your own house, but now you got a hotel with 17 floors, man. Okay, 280 rooms, but then to clean a 3-bedroom house was just unfathomable. It was just inhumane. It was unbearable. Okay, but now you got a supervisor that don't give a damn about your ass. Asking you how long you gonna be, man. How long you gonna be on the 3rd floor. Okay, and it's that was it on that. See if I can find. I think the definition for aptitude, because it says a mind well instructed. Yeah, so I want to get this one. Yeah. So this is definition. I think that's the good one. All right, so this is the just a simple definition of aptitude. All right, so it says, what is a simple definition of aptitude? It says a natural ability, talent, all right, and aptitude, capacity for learning. Okay, capacity for learning. See, that's a mind well instructed. All right, a woman is able, to learn and adapt to how you move. Okay, capacity for learning. Okay, in this society, that's done away with. Okay, but the scriptures value that, man. A mind well instructed, man. You see, so let's go here. All right, now this is the lives and roles of ancient Israelite women. All right, so now say the word Jewish. All right, but we not gonna, Israelite. All right, we Israelites, man. It says marriage was considered a natural state for men and women, although there are certainly instances for Israelite men, and to the lesser extent, Israelite women were not married. This was the exception rather than the norm. All right, and now it's the complete opposite. Okay, this is why we gonna get that scriptures. Surely you're turning the things upside down. Men and women, the marriage rate was extremely high. Okay, that was part of your purpose in life for the forwarding of the nation, man. Okay, it said most women married quite young, usually soon after the onset of menstruation. Okay, which of course heralded fertility. All right, and Jake, Jake go crazy. When you bring these things out in the Bible. Okay, but this is all right. The order. Okay, and then Jake act like in black culture that the women are waiting until they 18 and 21 to have sex, man. Okay, the average woman, okay, in black community, in the black so-called black community, okay, they start having sex not long after they start having their cycles, man. Okay, 13, 14. That's about the coming age for majority of the women, unless you just had some strict parents, especially your father was there. But other than that, okay, that come on, man. People, Jay act like reality ain't happening, man. Like this is something that's far fetched when we bring these things out. Of course, we don't tell brothers to go, all right, and try to implement that now. Okay, and these women, these children, these babies that are 13 and 14 now, these are babies, man. They're nowhere near mature enough, all right, to keep a house, man. Okay, that's come on, man. All right. So reading on, it says marriages were usually brokered between families, and most men had little to say. It's like in most women had little or no say so in the matter. Yeah, because we see the results of women choosing choosing themselves, man. And that's one thing about it. The Lord let everybody do what they want to do. Okay, since we all knew better than the Most High, since we all all right, had a better way outside of the order that was established. He just let Israel go for what they know. Okay, he let the women choose who they want, live the life that they want, and be about them and make decisions off their emotions. He let that happen, man. Okay, and we see where that went to, man. All right, we see the results of that. Okay, um, uh, it's another precept I want dealing with that. All right. Um, yeah, if a brother can put Sirach 7 and 25. Sirach 7 and 25. I might can get it. I might can paste it real quick. Sirach 7 and 25. For brother get it before I do. I get it. All right. So let's go here. Yeah, brother got the water, bro. This is brother Gashan 72. Sirach 7 and 25. It says, marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. Yeah, those are heavy. Marriage is a serious thing, man. A serious thing, man. But Esau made it as if it was optional and something light, because people on their third and fourth, marriages, like, just something to do. Okay. It says, but give her to a man of understanding. So a father will give his daughter to a man of understanding. The father will look past all that game and BS that men like to play. Okay. The woman would be, because the woman gullible, all right, and she's making decisions based off, not long term, just what she like. Okay. She not, because you got to think about the man is thinking, can he father children? Women weren't taught to think like that. Women, with the music and with the TV, the coming to America, when women were taught to make decisions based on what they like and what the man can do for them. Okay, not based on can he father children, can he, all right, manage a household. Okay, can he guide a household? All right, that wasn't a factor, when women, were choosing, who they was gonna be with. Okay, but a man would be farsighted. He would look at all those things before choosing. All right, a husband. I mean, you're choosing a husband for his daughter, man. Okay, even when Abraham sent his servant to go get a wife for Isaac. Okay, he told his servant, look, the woman, that draws water at the well and feeds, and gives, the camel, okay, water to drink, that's the one. So Abraham was looking for a particular type of wife for Isaac. Okay, he was looking for a woman that was going to work, okay, and that was humble. Okay, you see. So he ain't just sending him out to go get anything. He said, look, if she do this, he sent his servant out with a standard. All right. So a man will be farsighted. He could pick a wife for his husband. He will be able to pick a husband, all right, for his daughter, man. Okay, because you see, when we started picking, even men, all right, we made some horrible decisions. Okay, dealing with women, we done made some horrible decisions, man. Okay, based off lust, based off looks, and you know. But no, it was an order, man. All right, so let's keep reading. Let's read on. All right, see if I can blow this up a little bit where y'all can see it. Okay, yeah. All right, so reading on, it says, yep. It says marriages were usually brokered between families, and most women had little or no say so in the matter. Men typically married later in their 20s or even 30s, and that must and thus most men were older than their wives. Since the life expectancy for women was shorter than for men, a rural woman, all right, 30, rural men 40, this arrangement made sense. Girls were expected to remain virgins until they were married. Virginity was highly prized in ancient Israel, not only because of its religious implications, but also because virginity implied a certain measure of self control and obedience, quality desirable in a wife and predictive, all right, of marital fidelity, which is faithfulness. All right, and that's why promiscuous women that was promiscuous, it's hard for them to settle down with one man, to be satisfied with one man. Okay, that's why a lot of women say marriage is boring because they've been, so overstimulated by all these different men. Okay, one man will never be enough. Okay, it says shortly after marriage, a woman would assume all the duties expected of a wife, including maintaining the home and bearing and raising children. Her days would be long, literally from sun up to sundown, and filled with many chores and responsibilities. Yeah, you didn't have time, all right, to do TikTok challenges. Okay, you know, to watch, binge watch Housewives of Atlanta. You didn't have time. Nah, man, get your ass up, man. Okay, is that she will rise early, typically before the rest of the family, and light the fires for the day. See, the woman would be the first one up, getting things done before everyone else. Okay, getting things in order. She pretty much was the forerunner before everyone else, man. All right. It says she was also responsible for cooking and serving meals, cleaning the house, making and mending clothes. And if a man had substance, he would be able to get his woman handmaidens, man. Okay. And it says clothing, tending to the family livestock, which usually consisted of a few sheep and perhaps a cow that lodged in the front part of the house, and assisting her husband during the harvest. A woman's primary role and duty, however, was that of a mother. All right, we read that in Psalms 113 and 9. It says, with children, of course, came added responsibilities and duties, which women gladly accepted. Children remained at home with their mothers until about the age of 5, when boys were considered old enough to begin to work alongside their fathers in the field. Before that time, children were required to help with household chores and learn the social skills necessary to live and work within the community. The woman was the first teacher. Okay, but what did Esau do? He put the woman in the workforce and outsourced that teaching to public school system, which is Lord will. I got another video I'm gonna do, just on that public school system, man. I found a documentary on that as well, video on that as well. Not long, about 12 minutes. All right, but it goes into that, man. Okay, this was all a design. All right, this is all designed disaster by Esau, this culture and society that we live in today, man. The woman played a crucial role, man. Okay, teaching the children how to read, math. Okay, so they will have the skill set to be productive in the community, man. All right, and when those boys got a certain age, they will be with the fathers, man. Okay, and that's why you see as a single mother, if you don't have a father to hand those children, those boys off to, man, we see how they develop. We see the results of it, man. Like that's a needed development. Both parents was extremely vital to the development of the child, man. Okay, but Esau outsourced everything, man. Okay, really, the man was. You had to go to trade school. Your father was your trade school. Okay, that was your trade school. Your father. Okay, Joseph was a carpenter. Yahushua was what? A carpenter, man. Okay. Let me see if I can find it, because the scriptures speak about how Jacob and his sons were in the field, man. The mothers would nurse them to a certain age, all right, and when they was ready to go help the father, they will be sent out with the father, man. Okay? That's why they get a certain age, and then they will be ready to take on wives, man. Okay? And repeat the process, man. Okay? So now we got that. Now let's see how Esau turned American culture to the culture of ancient Egypt when it comes to women's role in society. All right, I got another video. This is the last one. Okay. No. I hope this is making sense. Yeah, let's get this one. Now, this woman is speaking. You can tell she's all right of the she's pro feminist. All right, so I'm gonna let it play. You gonna see. Okay. I think brother got a few precepts. Yeah. All right, yeah, we're gonna let it play. All right, so we're gonna let it play, and I want y'all just to hear, okay, how similar this sound to modern America, man. All right, this is the roles of women in ancient Egypt.
Did you know that women in ancient Egypt had almost equal rights and could run their own businesses? Hello and welcome to World History Encyclopedia. My name is Kelly and today's video is all about the lives of women in ancient Egypt. Don't forget, the easiest way to support us is by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel and hitting that bell icon for notifications so you don't miss out on any new uploads. World History Encyclopedia is a non-profit organization and you can find us on Patreon, a brilliant site where you can support our work and receive exclusive benefits in return. Your support helps us create videos twice a week. So make sure to check it out via the pop-up in the top corner of the screen or via the Patreon link down below. In ancient Egypt, the central cultural value was ma'at, or harmony. This concept of harmony was for all aspects of life, and balance could be seen throughout the government, religious practices, art and architecture, and even the gender roles of the civilization. Compared to many other ancient cultures, women had it pretty well off in ancient Egypt. They were fairly equal in all things except for their occupations, where men were in positions of authority like part of the government, the king, a general, and head of the family. The women worked in domestic spheres. With that being said, women still held considerable autonomy, power, and authority. Women could marry who they wanted, then choose to divorce them. They could hold land and property, they could travel with considerable autonomy, power, and authority. Women could marry who they wanted, then choose to divorce them. They could hold land and property, they could travel, and to some extent choose their profession. Not to mention, female deities oversaw important responsibilities in ancient Egyptian religion, or as it is known today, mythology. There are many different ancient Egyptian creation myths, but in the most popular one, either Atum or the goddess Neith begins creation at the primordial mound, surrounded by the primordial waters, personified as Nu and Neonet. Even from the very beginning, it was a balance of female and male principles. This harmony would be continuously upheld between the genders, and following the creation of the universe and the beginning of time, women continued to be regarded as important. Women's pivotal role can be seen in the myth of Osiris and Isis, where it was up to Isis to bring her brother husband back to life, and who gives birth to Horus and raises him to be king. Not only that, but Isis is held helped by other goddesses, including Nephthys, Serket, and Neith, to restore balance to Egypt after Osiris's brother, Set, usurped power.
So pretty much Isis like a single mother. And then she say her brother husband, all right. Oh boy, and you have a lot of things going on. That's another thing, her brother husband. It's a lot of wickedness that goes on amongst so-called black people, man. Especially in these hoods, okay, in these urban areas, man. It's a lot of wickedness, with uncles and brothers and big cousins. They be preying, on those women. All right, you pretty much say young women, okay, from those communities, man. When you set up a culture with no order, then wickedness flourishes, man. I'm gonna let it keep playing.
The goddess Tenenet was the goddess of beer, the drink of the gods, and also provided the Egyptians with the recipe to brew it. Other notable goddesses are Seshat, the goddess of the written word and librarians, Tayet, the goddess of weaving, Hathor, the goddess of joy, celebration, and the afterlife, Bastet, a protector of women, the home, and women's secrets, and Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. The goddess Kebhet, daughter of Anubis, brought cool, refreshing water to the souls of the dead awaiting judgment. And a number of other goddesses, like Nephthys, were also associated with the afterlife and comforting the souls of the departed. Egyptian religion honored and elevated the feminine, so it is hardly surprising that women were important members of the clergy and temple life. Women were able to hold important religious positions, with the most important being God's wife of Amun, a position that began in the Middle Kingdom of Egypt between 2040 and 1782 BCE. There were actually many different God's wives positions for numerous deities, and the God's wife of Amun was just one of them. The title was initially just an honorary one given to a woman who helped the high priest with ceremonies and tended the god's statue. But through the New Kingdom of Egypt between 1570 and 1069 BCE, the position increased in prestige until eventually the woman holding the position of God's wife of Amun was equal in power to a king and essentially balanced the power held by the high priest of Amun. In the clergy, women could also be priests, usually of a female deity's cult, as well as scribes. There were also wise women who were skilled at interpreting dreams, which was an important role considering the Egyptians' belief that dreams were portals to the afterlife and a plane where the dead and the gods could communicate with the living. It was not only as clergy that women could hold respected positions in society. Oh no. Once a woman completed her training and became a scribe, they could choose to become a priestess, but they could also become a teacher or a physician. In fact, female doctors were highly respected in ancient Egypt. However, becoming a scribe was long, hard work, so most men and women who became scribes probably came from a family of scribes and followed the occupation of their mother or father. If a woman didn't become a scribe, they could be employed as bakers, weavers, brewers, cooks, or mistresses of the house, which is the modern equivalent of an estate owner, just to name a few. Women were, in fact, the first beer brewers of Egypt. Pretty impressive considering it was believed to be the drink of the gods. The property of a family descended from mother to daughter, and if a woman's husband died or they got divorced, she would be able to run the home how she saw fit. Another occupation for talented women was that of a concubine, which shouldn't be understood as simply a woman used for sex, but a woman who had to be accomplished in music, conversation, sewing and weaving, culture, fashion, and the arts. Women in ancient Egypt were autonomous, legally capable citizens who didn't require any sort of supervision or approval from the man in their life, and this extended to family life. Marriages weren't arranged by a male guardian as they were in many other ancient cultures, and women could not only choose their partner but could also divorce when they pleased. Although a lifelong marriage was preferred, there wasn't any stigma attached to a woman who had divorced her husband. Couples in ancient Egypt before marriage would enter into a prenuptial agreement that ultimately favored the woman, since if the man asked for the divorce, he lost all right to sue for the gifts he had offered for the marriage, known as the virginity gift. He also had to pay alimony to his ex-wife, either until she remarried or requested that the payments stop. If there were any children in the marriage, the child always went with the mother. The Ebers medical papyrus that dates to circa 1542 BCE contains.
You hear that? If there was any okay, divorce, who did the child go with? Does that sound familiar? Okay, and see, we gotta understand the reason why a lot of these when you go into the law, after we left out of Egypt, okay, a lot of those laws was directly anti-Egyptian because with the culture we just came out of, man. All right, we're gonna prove it. Now let us hear say this again. All right, did this sound familiar? Okay.
Agreement that ultimately favored the woman, since if the man who had divorced her husband weren't arranged by a male guardian as they were in many other ancient cultures. And women could not only choose their partner, but could also divorce when they pleased. Although a lifelong marriage was preferred, there wasn't any stigma attached to a woman who had divorced her husband. Couples in ancient Egypt before marriage would enter into a prenuptial agreement that ultimately favored the woman, since if the man asked for the divorce, he lost all right to sue for the gifts he had offered for the marriage, known as the virginity gift. He also had to pay alimony to his ex-wife, either until she remarried or requested that the payments stop. If there were any children in the marriage, the child always went with the mother. The Ebers medical papyrus that dates to circa 50.
You hear that? You see? And now, Revelation, the 11th chapter should make more sense. Brother can get that. Spiritual Egypt, Revelation 11, I believe it's 8. Okay. Yep. So this is show you that the law was directly, all right, against Egyptian culture. Okay, this is Exodus 21:10. It says, if a man, and the law is fair. So let's listen to this, man. It says, if he take him, this is Exodus 21:10. It says, if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall not diminish. So if a man will take on another woman, he can't diminish, still dealing with his first wife. Okay, he still had to make sure that she was provided for. All right, and he still had to do his duty of marriage. All right, which is sex, man. Okay, and it shouldn't diminish. Okay, so it should be, at that same rate. Now, all right, let's say a man wasn't doing that. All right, to show you the fairness of the Most High. All right, it says, and if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. So she was able to go out free, okay, from the man if he wasn't doing his duty, okay, to her, and he was all into the new woman and he neglected her, okay, and her standard of living started diminishing, okay, then she was free to leave, all right, but it was without money and she didn't take the children. Okay, because at the end of the day, the children, if you're going to do single parenting, the child will be far better off with just the father. Okay, if there was a situation where this happened, the children would be far better off with just the father, because the children in the world under a single mother, we see the results of that, man. And this ain't bashing women, or because even the women can have the best intentions and work 20 jobs and do all, but she's not equipped for that, man. Okay, the ideal situation is the man and woman, the husband and wife, stay together. Okay, but if it was, the woman wasn't being treated right, and she left. Okay, she didn't get no alimony, and she didn't get the children, man. Okay, and that's why even the father, before he would marry off his daughter, he would have particular things in writing. Okay, so say, well, look, okay, because a prenup that goes back to the scripture as well. You will have, okay, look, if the situation you do leave her, okay, at least give her, what they call a severance package. Something that she can hold, she can sustain herself with, So yeah, man, it's the same as America. Alimony, all this goes back to ancient Egypt, man. The culture that we live in today, this is Egypt all over again. Okay, and there's plenty of other laws that go against that as well. That go against Egyptian culture as well. I just wanted to give that example. Okay.
1542 BCE contains a passage about birth control that includes a prescription to stop a woman becoming pregnant, and both birth control and abortions were available for married and unmarried women, although the went with the mother. The Ebers Medical Papyrus that dates to circa 1542 BCE contains a passage about birth control that includes a prescription to stop a woman becoming pregnant, and both birth control and abortions were available for married and unmarried women. Although the virginity
The exact same culture, man. And that's why the law, all right, so you had abortions and birth control in ancient Egypt, man. Okay, we're going back to the law. It was exactly against. Okay, let's see. I think that might be the next. Let me see. Okay. Those Exodus. Yep, this is Exodus 23. All right, this is Exodus 23. Let me share this real quick because I want to get that. Okay, and what did abortions, okay, and birth control, what did it promote? Okay, what did it promote, man? Being reckless, being promiscuous, man. Okay, the same thing that we see today. All right, it promoted being reckless, all right, and promiscuous, man. Okay, so you go to Exodus 23 and 26, all right, and it says, there shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of thy days I will fulfill. So you go into this word cast, all right, which in the Hebrew is shakal, okay, shakal in the Hebrew, all right, it says to be bereaved, to make childless. How do you make childless, man? Okay, to cause barrenness, mean on purpose, to show barrenness or abortion. Okay, so birth control would make you barren. Okay, or abortion, that they will just delete the child. Okay, that's causing barrenness, man, and that was against the law. Okay, down Roe and Wade, this is in Exodus, man. Okay, so you see a lot of the laws, okay, that we had was directly anti-Egyptian, man. Okay, and we're right here in spiritual Egypt today. Okay, so let's go back.
gift suggests that the virginity of a woman at the time of marriage was important. It wasn't a requirement for marriage. Reliefs, paintings, and inscriptions depict husbands and wives eating together, dancing, drinking, and working the fields with one another. So, although Egyptian art was pretty stylized, it does suggest that many ancient Egyptians enjoyed happy marriages. It wouldn't be a complete video on women in ancient Egypt without looking at the queens and royalty. The queen and lesser wives of the Egyptian king would have lived incredibly luxurious lives. The palace of Amenhotep III, the father of Akhenaten and grandfather of Tutankhamun, spread over 30,000 square meters and had spacious apartments, a throne room and receiving hall, libraries, gardens, kitchens, conference rooms, and of course, a temple to the god Amun. It was in places like this that concubines and royal women would live. The pharaoh could have multiple queens, although the extent of the roles of the Egyptian queens is often difficult to establish. But there would always be one, the most important, that would be elevated to principal wife. The principal wife took on duties regarding the affairs of the state and acted as a diplomat. These principal queens would help run the country whilst caring for their family. When Akhenaten focused all of his attention on his new monotheistic religion, his wife Nefertiti assumed his responsibilities and ran the state. For most queens, though, their activities remain either undocumented or untranslated. But based on what is available, these queens exerted substantial influence over their husbands, their courts, and the day-to-day operation of the government. We know of queens of Egypt all the way back to the early dynastic period with Queen Mernith, who ruled as regent for her son in circa 3000 BC.
But yeah, that's pretty much the point on that. You know, she's going to the queens and that. But let's get this, man. Okay. This is the brother GMS prayer, always hopeful late. All right, the brother Corner Waf, you know, Shalom Akim. Shalom to all you Akim, you know, Kwatim tuning in. Revelation 11 and 8, it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom, in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Okay, so we should see the similarities of Egypt. We know Sodom, the lewdness, you know, just the madness, you know, the alphabet and you know, the pedo, all that madness, bestiality, and we see Egypt, you know, the same culture, man. Okay, and so where our Lord was crucified, all right, this is where righteousness was X'd out. Okay, because remember, how Shah comes in the volume of the book, they do the exact opposite of the book, man. You know, they X out the standard of Yahushua. Okay, so yeah, man. Let me end on this. Thank the brother. Okay, and then you go to the word. That's why I want to get this word autonomy. You hear autonomy. All right, autonomy. It says the right or condition of self-government. And Esau gave women the right or condition to self-govern themselves, man. All right, and the results speak for itself. You know, we gotta, you know, the woman wasn't made to be self-governed. All right, that's why Apostle Paul was establishing order amongst the church of Corinth. Okay, the head of every, all right, the head of Yahushua is the Most High. The head of every Israelite man is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man. Okay, you go to the word head, it goes into chief. Matter of fact, just get it, you know. Let's just get it, man, so we can go into it. And then we'll, all right, I think it's 1 Corinthians. All right, it's not a thing of belittling a woman. Nah, man, it's just out of order. Don't work. All right, it don't work. We tried it every way you can try it. Okay, it don't work. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. It said, be ye followers of me, even as I am of Messiah. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. All right, but I will have you know that the head of every man, all right, is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua is the Most High. Okay, so it just gives, Apostle Paul is giving the order that works. Okay, we tried every other way that don't work. All right, we didn't try this order in every way you can try it. All right, so you go here, head in the Hebrew is
Strong's G 2776, Kephale.
All right. It said metaphorically, anything supreme, chief, or prominent of persons, master, lord, of a husband in relationship to his wife. Okay? Of a husband in relationship to his wife, man. And that's the order just from the beginning. I will make him a helpmeet. Okay? You know? So let's go here, man. Yep. All right, so this the brother Hebrews 4 and 12. And it says Isaiah 29:16 says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him, okay, he have no understanding? And see, this is how Esau runs society, as if the Most High didn't have understanding from the beginning. You know, when he created everything through Yahweh Shai and the Alahayim, man, the angels. Okay, and they set all these things up and they said it's just good. All right, or Tawab, it is good, it's pleasant. Okay, and they set the order up of man and woman. Okay, but Esau has turned everything upside down. But the Lord says it's going to be esteemed as a potter's clay. And if the potter made something that he didn't like, he would just break it and start over, man. Okay, and this is what the Lord is going to do, man. He's going to break this society and start over right. All right, through Yahweh Shai, you know. So Lord will, you know, that was edifying once again. I'm going to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutation, hopefully, Shalom.